What's up, y'all? It's your boy 317 Casper, Naptown represent. In this video, we are reacting to the top 15 scary videos they don't want you to see. And I want to say sorry for maybe being low energy on the channel before. I plan to come with full energy and good vibes. And I'm going to learn how to edit here soon, so the videos will be a little bit better. And maybe have a custom intro. But let's get into this video.
Number 15, The Stranger. The video of this home was originally published in December of 2013. The uploader explains that he was woken by someone pounding at his door and ringing the doorbell around 1:35 in the morning.
Before we start with this, I just want to say that this is Chills narrating this. I don't like his voice. I'm sorry. I can't do nothing about it. I see other reaction channels just like following his page and Sir Spooks, and they just react to his newest video. I'll still probably do that, but I also want to divert and react to other things.
Setting off his barking dog alarm. He assumes the two guys outside were pleading for help with the intention of entering their home. Luckily, the homeowner's steel front door and his common sense prevented the would-be intruders from taking further action. They eventually left. The whole scenario is terrifying, but a closer look at the security footage that seems to have been captured in the same home 2 years later in February of 2015 turns up something even creepier. A shadow person seems to manifest on the living room wall and is seen walking from the hallway towards the front door. Is it just some sort of visual remnant of the homeowner on the clip, or did a spirit invade his home when he wasn't looking? Considering both of these insanely creepy incidents, I'd have to agree with Redditor, just a touch too much, who writes simply, "Time to move." Number 14.
Yo.
I'm watching you. While you may want to be the focus of your selfie, sometimes creepy creatures in the background can steal the spotlight. Posted by Samik Bari 27 to the Chills Narrator subreddit. The original source of this video.
It's right there, guys. I've seen this clip before. That's why I knew where to look. I just wanted to say that I'd already seen this before. And there's... How is somebody supposed to fit right there? That's fake. That's well done.
Is Andy from Bolivia. Andy is laying on his bed. The camera directed at him as he sings, but look at the dresser behind him. A strange figure peeks its head out for a split
That's when it's time to move.
second before quickly pulling back. You don't see much more than some strands of its black hair. Andy notices the sudden movement behind him and turns around to see what the heck is back there, but the thing is long vanished. When he investigates the dresser, there appears to be nothing. It's probably best to leave that place and never go back. Number 13, Rooftop Watcher. What goes up must come down. Posted by V. Fieldson on TikTok, as Fieldson walks beside a house, capturing a bicycle lying in the middle of the sidewalk. He pulls the shot upright, catching the roof of the house in frame. Someone is up there watching him.
This does look pretty realistic, as in it doesn't look edited in, but anything could be faked. And why? My question is, why is he recording? Like, yeah, there was a bike on the ground, but nobody would record that. And then just to look up there and like something happens, very coincidental.
The Watcher appears to be filming him too. At least, he seems to be holding something with a light on. He rushes from view, and darkness envelopes him. Of course, this is TikTok, so that's where the clip ends. However, as we know, what goes up must come down. After all, he's got to come down from that rooftop eventually.
I didn't even realize that that light wasn't even his face. I thought that was his eyes, but I don't know how you would explain that, but maybe an alien, but I'm not sure on that. That didn't look too real.
Number 12, Under the Bridge. You gotta pay the troll toll. Posted to the Chills Narrator subreddit. The Redditor is wondering what's watching her son and nephew from under this bridge.
Yeah.
She explains that the pair were night fishing. When her son told the person, animal, or monster to show itself, there was no reaction. The thing they capture from beneath the bridge appears to be peeking out from behind the wall. Some say it looks human, others think it's more demonic. But Redditor user unknown writes, what many are thinking, I wouldn't stick around to find out.
Right.
Neither would they apparently, because according
It does look human, but it doesn't look. I mean, it looks human, but it doesn't look like a human because like they ain't moving, they ain't responding to nothing. If it was moving, they'd be swaying or something. Maybe they're leaning against that wall. I mean, just the fact that they didn't move, that's creepy.
According to the Redditor, the pair fled, but behind him they heard clicking noises and something bashing through the trees. Perhaps a troll after his hard-earned cash.
Because you can see their head, their body, and there's like a hand right here.
Number 11. Hairy humanoid. What would you do if you came across this hairy humanoid in the wild? Published to YouTube in December of 2018. YouTuber Evangelica Salazar commented on the video. This is a duende. It's a humanoid creature that is rare and talked about throughout the years. These infamous creatures dress themselves and live in deep holes in caves/forests. If this is indeed a duende, this strange folkloric creature's name comes from the Spanish phrase duende casa, which means professor of the house. Some describe the creature as a mischievous house guest. However, in other cultures, the hairy beast takes various turns. If this hairy creature is really a duende, you'd better watch where you step. Number 9.
I don't know what to think about that last clip. I mean, it was definitely something. It didn't look. Let's rewind that one real quick.
Phrase duende casa, which means
Like right here. It's probably just someone in a suit. It's probably just a kid in a suit.
professor of the house. Some describe the creature as a mischievous house guest. However, in other cultures, they
See, that's what also got me. You saw its hand right there, and it looked different. It didn't look like a human hand. But then there's a human hand. Like, what was it doing right here? Why does the video doesn't continue? Why don't they chase after it? There's too many questions.
hairy beast takes various turns. If this hairy creature is unknown, as strange lights were captured in the Tokyo sky on June 26, 2020.
Wow.
Some suggest the lights are not those of unidentified flying devices, but rather of Starlink, SpaceX's satellite constellation, which is being built with the aim to provide nearly worldwide internet access by 2022. These low Earth orbit satellites are mass-produced and work with ground transceivers. Could that be nothing but a project by Elon Musk? Others suggest it's simply air traffic approaching the airport. Redditor Bacon for Life writes, while it is spooky, when there's a bit of a traffic jam to come into the airport, aircraft turn their landing lights on quite high and far out so that it's easy for the tower to identify each of them. Still a good spooky video though. Do you agree with these assertions? Or is this just another thing they don't want us to see?
Let's say the camera's very grainy. You can't really see what's going on, but there could be that just people sitting in the air with their landing gear on. But I mean, that's a little creepy for that many to be there just waiting, none of them moving at all. I mean, I don't know. There's just too many questions again on this one. I don't know what to think.
Number 8. Haunted Doll. When inanimate objects become animated, you've gotta wonder, is this thing cursed?
Man.
Published to YouTube by This Morning in July of 2017. This story follows Debbie Merrick, who purchased a 3-part set of dolls at an antique secondhand shop. She thought they looked more valuable than they were priced at, and she was right in that assumption. But what she hadn't anticipated was that at least one of these sweet toys was cursed. Debbie says that odd things have been occurring in her house and to her family ever since she bought the doll. And she tells this story on the morning program. The chair starts to rock. The doll, wearing a wedding dress with big hair and green eyes, apparently scratched up Debbie's husband's knee while he was sleeping. Cameron shows photographic evidence of this. Debbie also claims she heard a swishing sound go around the bed at around 2 a.m. She decided to sell the doll online, and apparently she found a buyer and gained a profit, so not all was lost, unless whatever possessed the doll somehow stayed. Number 7.
That was creepy, yo. They were on TV. I mean, yeah, very well they could have faked it and had a string put on it and planned to do that, but I don't think that a TV show would go that much out of their way to do something fake that would discredit them. That seemed pretty real to me.
Cursed Monk, published to YouTube by Vision Paranormal in August of 2018. The channel writes in Spanish that an unidentified sense of fear was pressing upon employees at some government office in Mexico City. Some claim to have seen a monk on the grounds. The channel writes, always at dawn you can hear wailing and screaming until one day the security camera managed to capture that chilling being that scared them every night. Let's take a look. This image was captured in September of 2009 at 1:46 a.m. It appears to be a hooded paranormal figure descending the stairs and moving very slowly through the building. Could this be the so-called cursed monk who's creating such fear within? If so, what did he do to provoke such wailing and screaming? What you don't know can't hurt you, right?
I also feel like that was pretty real. Like, how do you explain that? Besides maybe editing, but it didn't look edited. My opinion is that one was real also.
Haunted hospital. You may be a skeptic, but if you had to choose a place with all the makings of a haunting, it would probably be a hospital. After all, hospitals are the setting in which many souls depart this earth and enter the afterlife, whatever that may be. But sometimes it seems they stay. Published to YouTube in February.
That ain't no string. How do you explain that? I can't.
February of 2020, this clip is part of a series of clips entitled The Haunted Hospital Case. The footage shows a hospital that appears to be empty. A trash can stands in the corner and its lid starts to flip repeatedly. The lid doesn't appear to be mechanical, so who or what is causing it to rotate? But it's not just the lid. Watch beyond. A paranormal figure jogs past. The figure seems to be in the shape of a young girl. However, she is entirely cast in shadow, apart from a small blip of white sneakers. Do you think this might be one of the aforementioned souls? If so, where is she running off to? Or what is she running from?
I don't know really what to think about that video. The first part, I believed it was real. The second part, that was a little too much. I did see the figure of a girl, and obviously something ran past the camera, but I think it looked like a girl, like with the hair and everything, but too much like a girl, and I feel like that may have been edited.
Number 5, outside looking in. Home alone at night? This creeper might just be peering in the window at you. Originally posted to YouTube by group member Ariane Childress of VBE INC's channel. This image is sure to haunt you. A woman in her home films her dark window pane as it looks like a man is staring at her. Although the features are vague, the image reflected definitely looks like a face. The woman takes a few pics as well. The lurker disappears for a moment when her camera moves, but then he's back again leering. Reddit is mixed about this image.
That's when you show your pistol.
With some saying it's seriously creepy and others theorizing it can easily be explained. Redditor Crystal Siren wonders how the woman remained so calm, writing, "If I saw that, I'd have to close the curtains immediately and been unable to sleep for days." However, New Vin suggests it's pareidolia. Pareidolia is when someone incorrectly sees objects they recognize in random shapes or patterns. For instance, seeing a face in the clouds. As many note, this looks like it's probably a reflection, being that whenever she moves, the face gets distorted or disappears. Whether it's pareidolia, a reflection, or something more nefarious, we'll never know. Real life lurker or not, you can't really blame this woman for looking over her shoulder. Number 4. What
That did look like a face, but it could also have been a reflection.
does she see? Is your child seeing things, or is there something to her visions? Posted by Colin71514 to the Chills Narrators subreddit. This story and subsequent video will send chills down your spine. The Redditor explains that her story begins in December of 2018. The couple had bought their 4.5-year-old daughter a secondhand baby doll. Things were pretty normal until they weren't. After about 2 weeks, Colin's daughter started breaking things for no reason. Thinking it was just a phase, the parents didn't worry too much about it. The daughter then started wanting to sleep in their room, saying a little girl kept waking her up at 3 in the morning. This went on for 2 months until her father got an uneasy feeling about the doll and decided to throw it in a dumpster far away. This brings us to the video in question. The daughter is seen in the room playing on her table on the bed. She moves off the bed shouting for her dad, then looks up at the window beyond and starts to scream. The Redditor says her daughter claims
She saw something. Nobody just reacts like that. And I do feel like kids are more susceptible to the paranormal. Because I've had my own experiences. But that's scary.
she saw an old woman in the window. Exterior cameras didn't capture anything near their home. Considering the Redditor herself and her husband experienced odd things didn't
She almost drops her tablet, man. That's true fear. Nobody just reacts like that.
this home as well. Perhaps this is more than just a child's imagination. Number 3, footsteps. When you hear footsteps approaching your room, you'd better lock the door. Posted by Eli Walt KG to the Ghosts subreddit. This clip captures something invisible entering the Redditor's room. Turn up the volume and you can indeed hear footsteps as Eli films the door of his bedroom. Then quietly the door
Yo, you guys hear that? I just heard something in my house. Sorry.
creaks open.
Nope. Sorry.
While most can agree this would make a normal person freeze, some commend the Redditor's bravery, while others, like Redditor B565656 Warnham, have you learned nothing from horror movies? You don't walk towards the sound in the dark. Totally, who knows what's lurking in the darkness beyond that door? Number 2,
I've seen that clip before, and I also think that it's real. Although it could have been faked, I think it's real. Because the dude's not talking about it, like, I don't know. I feel like it's real because, I mean, he could have had a string in his hand, but he's also holding a phone, so, I mean, and it shows him, I just heard those footsteps again. But, whenever, like, he's, like, pulling, if it was fake, it was well done. And because the noises before the door even happened. It's crazy. I just get scared because I have my own experiences. I'm sorry.
Shadow person. Never take something from an abandoned property. You never know what may possess it. Posted by Gary B8632 to the Chills Narrator subreddit. Gary explains that his sister visited an abandoned hospital months ago and removed a glass bowl and a basket from the place. Now it seems like something else came with these taken pieces. The Redditor says his sister was alone in her room around 3 a.m. However, beyond the desk, a shadow figure clearly manifests on the wall, appearing for a moment before vanishing into the darkness of the hallway. The Redditor claims that his sister has been waking up with marks ever since. Did she remove a cursed artifact from the property? And is this shadow person somehow possessing these cursed objects?
It looks like an arm holding a phone. It looks like a reflection. I mean, there's a light right there. I think this one was real.
Best bet? Return these artifacts before the aggression gets any worse. I've got a challenge for you. Chillin'. Firestarter. When pyromania turns into 1 million British pounds of damage, you know you've got a problem. Published in July of 2020,
Whoa.
This video shows what happened at a shopping mall in Leicester in the UK. This all happened in half a minute. The culprit even looked into the restaurant window before acting. Luckily, no one was harmed in the ensuing flames. The culprit was given a 34-month sentence behind bars. The motive of this random act of evil recklessness isn't clear, making it all the more terrifying. Thanks for checking out this video. Be sure to subscribe.
I don't think that last one should have made the number one, but I feel like that was an alright video. I still can't stand Chills' voice. He needs to change it. He needs to talk normal like he does in some videos, but some videos he overdoes it like that, and it's just almost painful. But if you made it this far, you're a trooper. I appreciate it. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.